You know, I think I need some background music, something really kind of cool, snazzy. You know, I've got one of those little, I know you've seen them like on Facebook. They'll have like the Facebook ads for them, or maybe on Instagram too. I don't remember exactly where I got this, but it's like, actually, it's the second time I've ordered it. The first time it was a Facebook one, and they were talking about the little pan drums. I love these little things because they just sound so cool. And I'm like, now I can't find my little thing for it. And all I got were the sticks. And I'm like, what the hell? It came from China, you know, go figure. So I was really bummed out about that. I've got some Palo Santo here. Just wanted to kind of smudge the air. I just did a reading over on Instagram, and I used these cards, and I just feel like using them again because I think there's a lot more to say, hey, how are you, than what was came up in that Instagram. I don't have a lot of people watch the Instagram one, I guess, because maybe there's a million others, I don't know. So I'm going to use my angels and ancestors. Like I said, I just feel like there's more to the message than what I got. I feel like there was something that was kind of left out. So if you're on Instagram and you follow me on Instagram, same name, there's a reading that I just did. It's about 8 minutes long, something like that. But, you know, it's like Mercury retrograde is here, and a lot of times people freak out when they think of Mercury retrograde. They think of it as a time of, you know, almost like punishment. Oh, Mercury retrograde. And I'm like, you know, Mercury retrograde is a great time for rejuvenation, for resting, relaxing, releasing, working on self. It's more than just being, you know, a time of miscommunication, and don't sign any, you know, don't make major decisions, and don't sign contracts, and blah, 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 blah. It is a time of reclaiming who you are, rejuvenating, re-energizing, resting. Retreat doesn't always mean to back off. Retreat. Hey, Andrea, how are you? I had to throw the Spanish into it. Sorry, sweetie. It'd be Andrea. You know, so I like Mercury retrograde. Okay, we got our first one. Okay, I'm going to set that there. I like Mercury retrograde because, okay. Wow. And I'm supposed to let it one more time. And see if there's another little thing there. 1, 2. Okay, yes we do. Alright. That one. Okay, I got it. Okay, alright, so. Does everybody have a snack or a drink? Because there's several cards in here. So, whoops, I mean, it's like made the little stand thing fall down. Okay, oh gosh, alright, so it's already flowing. So, make sure you got something, your snack, your drink, you know, whatever, your recreational, I don't care. Because we've got a lot to say, or actually not we, they got a lot to say, so let's take a look at the first card. Because this is about taking the bull by the horns, and that's exactly the way that the message came through, and I started laughing, because I'm going, well, we got horns right here, and that's it, take the bull by the horns. That means that you got to step up to the plate and take charge. Okay, you got to take charge in that situation, things that are going on in your life. You have allowed them to run amok, and it is time for you to pull those back in, pull that big thing back in, pull that bull in by the horns. I mean, it's just blaring at me, the messages. Pull the bull in by the horns. You got to nip it in the bud. Things have got to change. And you are going to be, yes, you are the catalyst of that change. All right, so let's look at our first card. After that is going to be, what is our obstacle? Okay, and I'm laughing, and the obstacle, is the she-wolf card. All right, so I'm going to just say it like this, but let me turn the camera around. You cannot come off, and God bless it, the message is coming off. It's like you got to take the bull by the horns, but you can't be balls to the walls. And I'm like, really? Balls to the walls? And it was like, yeah, balls to the walls. You cannot be so much in their face, in their space, screaming, yelling, bullying, being a real kind of force. You have to come in with an authority, with that feeling of deserved authority. And I get it. It's kind of like when you have somebody coming in and they're really overwhelming and overbearing and micromanaging into things, that people don't feel safe. They feel like they're always having to look over their shoulder. Someone's always watching them, that there's a lack of trust, and usually ends up in a really negative situation. But when we take charge by authority and we start delegating some of that vibration out regarding who that person is and what their talent is, that we actually can take authority, take charge of a situation, and lead it or pull it back into a good place. It's kind of like when you have a really good, strong captain of the ship, and it's in the middle of the storm, and the navigator's got it a little off course. That captain of the ship can come in and rather smoothly and with a sense of elegance go in and get the ship back on course. And that's, kind of like I'm trying to translate the messages that I get here when I'm talking about this. When I look at that card, I'm translating the messages. So if I kind of stop for a second, it's just getting another image and having to not work through it, but to interpret it. All right, so the big message there is don't be overbearing, don't be overwhelming, don't come in like a strong tornado wind and think that you're going to fix that situation. You have to really step back and think about what's the best way to engage the best qualities of everybody involved. All right, so if that was our obstacle, let's look at our help. And our help is about waiting for important information, or when you and I'm gonna say it like this. Okay, everybody got a good look at the card here, right? We make fun of dreams sometimes, but dreams are really, really important. And dreams often give us insight to the things that are going on around us. And so when we look at this waiting for important information, a lot of times it's going to come through in dreams. We're going to have a dream about the situation, and it's going to have a resolution to it. Or we're wondering if this person is really integrity filled, or do they have our best interest at heart, or are they focusing solely on themselves in this? And a lot of times, the universe works great things and will show us the things that we need to know or that we need to see on this. So in this, how is this our help? Expect a little divine intervention. Expect a little bit of divine messaging. whether it's in a dream or the song that keeps playing over and over and over again. And if that happens, pay attention to the lyrics. There's something in those words that are important for you. So keep that in mind. You can sit and reflect. Every choice that you make doesn't have to be something that you last minute or on the spot or you have to go through. Throw it out to the universe and see what message you get back. All right, so that is our help. Now, what are some other things that are going to lead up through that? One of the things that we're going to be able to do is that we're going to be able to, what's the word? I don't want to use the word relent because it's not that. You're not going to have to be so ding-dang in control. In fact, it's more of an inspiration of allowing people to come together and work together as a team and trusting each other. So let's look at that card again. Okay, this is about dropping your shields. This means that we can actually have some mutual trust, mutual agreement, a great contract coming through that is transparent and on the up and up. So, and this is what I'm getting here, is that somebody out here that you're working on a relationship, and that relationship has been kind of, and I don't want to say distant, but there's been a lot of gaps in that relationship, and it's more about, sometimes we're a little nervous about telling the truth about ourselves to somebody else because we really don't know how they'll accept that truth. However, when we do start to share particular truths with people, when we're in a particular vibration in that relationship, we can actually improve and really create a stronger foundation and a stronger weave within that relationship. So some things are going to be okay to start sharing, and that might mean responsibility in that relationship or in the whole situation. If that makes any sense. It's kind of like you don't have to be micromanaging, because if you say that you're going to trust someone, trust that person, and they're going to take that energy and they're going to do good stuff towards you, for you, with you, to help you and help themselves also build that stronger relationship. All right, and then I love this, success and happiness. You know, when we start really kind of trusting other people and working together as a team, you know, or in harmony with each other, it's a win-win situation. Even in situations that might seem bleak, okay? So and I'm getting like a breakup. So let's say we have a breakup. And we're looking at, how is that a win-win situation? And I'm like, have you ever seen the movie War of the Roses? Yeah. Okay. If you haven't, Kathleen Turner, I can't remember the dude. I want to say Michael Douglas, but I don't know if that's correct. But Kathleen Turner's in this movie, and they're a couple, and they're at odds. They love each other so much, believe it or not, that they can't stand each other, and they're very destructive with each other. So they have a very destructive relationship. And what we look at when we talk about a win-win situation, sometimes ending a destructive relationship is a win-win situation. And when we start putting some trust and integrity into it and really working through that in order to unweave it in a beautiful way, as opposed to abruptly cutting it with a knife, that we actually can leave that relationship with a little bit of, I'm going to say, lessons learned, but also with greater insight to who we are as people. It doesn't always mean relationships like romantic. It can mean work relationships. Anything that you have invested your energy into is a relationship. Anything you have invested any energy into is a relationship. It can be a career relationship. It can be an intimate relationship. It can be a church relationship, a coven relationship, whatever. It doesn't make a difference. If you've invested some energy into a relationship, into something, somebody, you've you've manifested this relationship. And if what we're looking at through here is that sometimes we have to end those relationships in order for both parties to grow. It's kind of like, I'm a good person, you're a good person. When we come together, we ain't good people. And we have to end that relationship, and that's okay. It's a win-win situation when we can come to terms with that in order to let that go. Okay. So, anyway. Whew. Okay, let me take a drink of my lemonade here. For my son, Michael. And then I'll turn it like this, and it'll be for my son, Juan. Alright, so let's look at where this is all leading to here. I love this next card, because this card is about us really starting to work and understand what's going on in our current situation, which makes this other card that was right before it makes so much more sense. Or actually, all of the cards there. Makes it make much more sense when we realize that right now we're in the middle of the situation, in the middle of this place of being, or a state of being. Place can be body, mind, or spirit. And that in that, let me decline that. It says scam likely. I hate it when they call when I'm online. That we're in this state of being, or this state of being can be body, mind, or spirit. So it can be the way that we have beliefs, or the way that we view things. It can be where we currently are physically, as in what relationship. Oh, you're welcome, Amber. What relationships, where you're working, do you like your house, whatever. And, or in spiritually, hello, where are you? What are your beliefs? What are your spiritual beliefs? Religion and spirituality are not the same thing. Okay, because religiously we can do things and have no belief in it at all. Spirituality you have to have a connection in with. So when I'm talking about spirituality, body, mind, and spirit, it is what are you connecting with? Okay, and what we look at when we see this particular card here, it's talking about us looking at where we are, body, mind, and spirit. And is that where you want to be? Is that what you want to do? Is that what your vibe is? Is that what you're feeling? Are you happy in your job? Are you happy in your relationships? Are you happy in your marriage? If you're not happy in your marriage, what are you doing? And a marriage doesn't always necessarily mean that one that has the piece of paper. A marriage can be a long-term relationship. If you guys are living underneath the same roof, you're married, okay? So, let's go back to this. So what are you doing in your marriage? So if you're unhappy in any of these places, this card is saying, what are you doing to change that? If you're not happy in your marriage, what are you doing to fix your marriage, to bring some spice back, to reconnect? Mercury retrograde is a great time to spoon. Just saying. What are we doing in order to connect with who we are and what our goal is? And Grandma over here, she is really pushing us to really look at that and examine it. It's saying that you really need to take into consideration what's going on in your life. Do you dig it? Great. What are you doing to make it better? And if you don't dig it, what are you doing to make it better? What are you doing to rectify it? What are you doing to resolve it? And if you're sitting on the couch doing nothing at all, you're not nourishing your own spirit. And it's really important for you to nourish your spirit. A lot of times we look in, and this is where this is leading into, we look in the mirror and we talk to ourselves in the mirror, and we don't like what we're hearing, and we don't like what we have to say. But sometimes we have to have these conversations with ourselves. That's why I love doing mirror work. Not the kind where I'm looking for anything out here. No, I'm talking about having a deep, intimate conversation with myself. And a lot of times, I won't lie, I will act like I'm going to put a video on, and I'll just sit here and talk to myself in order to get through or understand who I am or where I'm going or what I'm vibing with. And that's what this card right over here is talking about. It's talking about following the voice of your soul and listening to what you really have to say to yourself. Not only your conscious self, but your higher consciousness as well. We really can start to connect with ourselves. That's why I love Mercury retrograde, in order to really hear what our body, our mind, and our spirit is saying, and what they're asking for in order to be nurtured and nourished. So pay attention. Pay attention to what your body, mind, and your spirit are talking about. Really important through there. Okay, we're almost at the end. We got just 2 more cards left. Okay, and this is trust in the unknown. Sometimes we have to put a blindfold on and metaphorically get behind the wheel of the car. I do not recommend doing that in the real world, okay? I'm talking about metaphorically. Sometimes you just have to have a little blind trust and jump into that and have the greatest assumption that it's going to be fine, or that it's going to work out in total miracles, or whatever vibration that you're looking for. Sometimes you just have to trust in the universe. And then also, when I say that, when things don't always work out in the way that you anticipated or wanted them to work out, again, trust in the universe. Sometimes it's bad timing, and sometimes it's just a bad idea. Alright, so what's the end result? What else am I going to look at? And you know that anytime you see a feather, that's usually a huge reference to our guardian angels. Guys, trust in your guardian angels. Guardian angels, you know I do a lot of angel work. Okay, my hair was driving me crazy. I had to put it up in a bun thing. Alright, I do a lot of angel work. I teach angel classes. I do angel sessions. Angel. I love angels. The most important thing, knowing, working, being with angels, is that all you have to do is ask. That's it. Choose one. It doesn't matter. But you've got to say Archangel when you say it. Or you might get the angel that farts and drinks all your beer and leaves the toilet lit up. You know, girls, we don't like that. So make sure you say Archangel and just ask Archangel, Gabriel, Raphael, Jophiel, Zadkiel, whoever, Archangel, whoever is listening, come help me. Be my guide. Be with me. Give me strength. Show me what I need to know. Show me what I need to know. I know I'm connecting with those angels. And that's what this card is here saying. That card is saying, man, they are all around you. They are floating there around you. Every time you see that little white feather and there's no birds around, know it is an angel. Trust that. Talk to them. Work with them. Bring them into your vibration. Oh, I love Metatron. Oh my gosh. Do you do, whoever said Archangel Metatron, do you do any angel work? If you do, what's the vibration that you feel or whatever? I get, and I'll tell you what I get over here. When I think of Metatron, and I'm connecting in with Metatron, I almost get an old Tom Selleck looking dude. I don't know why. I mean, not like an old one, but, like Tom Selleck, how he looked back in the day. I don't know why. Maybe because I just think, I don't know, Metatron kind of like is, ooh, he has that vibration that wants to, everybody wants to be in his light. He's groovy. Anyway, so work with your angels. Start calling out to them. Archangel. Remember what I said? Go Archangel. Because you say angel, there's no telling who shows up. But you say Archangel, you know it's going to be one of them. One of the kahunas. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's reading. I've got to get ready. I've got a client coming in the next couple of minutes. And I got to make sure my towels are hot enough and my stuff's ready. So peace, love, and harmony. Check my event list. We've got Reiki at the Lake. Come see me or be with us online and help us. 10 a.m. on Sundays. We'll be over at Crystal Lake. I have just posted up an angel healer class. I've already got people signed up, so there's a couple more spots left. Come take that class with me. I love working with angels, and let me turn you on to some really groovy archangels. So, peace.